Hello, my name is Michael Pallady. This is Abby, this is Jonathan, and that's Jessica. For the past few days, we have been assigned with the task of creating a cell exhibit for the Discovery Science Place. Here are our results.
One of the models we have represents the parts of a plant cell. It shows what each part does and how each part works together. To be more specific, our plan is to have a build-your-own cell station with organelles waiting for you to put it together. If you need a hint on what to do, you can always read the back of the organelle and get a hint on where to put them. Next, we have a table with the name of each organelle. It's your job to identify what the cell does and its analogy counterpart does. Our second model is a build-your-own cell life cycle circle. There will be two rings, one with mitosis and interphase, while the other one has each growth phase, mitosis and cytokinesis. With these rings, participants will try to order the parts and for them to name them. Along with the cycle, we will have tiny cell blocks with the name of each stage and mitosis just for fun. And instead of going into detail of what each organelle does, we'll give them a few sentences to do so.
Vacuole. The vacuole is a large bubble-like organelle that acts as storage. Some of the things that the vacuole can hold is waste, food, and nutrients. Nucleus and nucleolus. The nucleus is responsible for the growth and activity of a cell. The nucleolus holds chromosomes, which tells the nucleus what to do. Chloroplast. Chloroplast makes the food for the cell. It takes in sunlight, which is light energy, and changes it into sugar and starch, which is chemical energy. Mitochondria. To put it in simple terms, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. It is called that because it takes in nutrients and turns them into energy, rich molecules for the cell to use. Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus, also known as the Golgi complex, takes simple molecules and turns them into large molecules. This organelle is also the maker of lysosomes. Ribosomes produce proteins. They can attach themselves to the rough ER and produce proteins by collecting amino acids and changing them together. They can also float around the cytoplasm and collect proteins that way. Endoplasmic reticulum. Like stated in the ribosome section, ribosomes produce proteins. However, the ribosomes and rough ER work together to produce proteins. Cell wall. Cell walls are only found in plant cells and very few organisms. They are made of cellulose and act as a skeleton for these organisms.
Cell membrane. A cell wall is not the only thing that protects a cell. The cell membrane also does one thing different, is that both plant and animal cells have cell membranes. Cytoplasm. Cytoplasm fills up the cell and breaks down complex molecules so the organelles inside it can use it as fuel. Now for some cell terms. Homeostasis. A stage of balance. In this case, homeostasis is where both sides of the membrane have equal pressure. If a cell is at homeostasis, then it is the same cell as it being isotonic. Osmosis. A process where molecules pass through a membrane from a less concentrated area to a more concentrated one. There are three forms of osmosis: hypertonic, which is water leaving; isotonic, which is balanced; and hypotonic, which is water moving in. Mitosis. The splitting of the nucleus and making it into two other cells. In mitosis, there are four stages: prophase, anaphase, metaphase, and telophase.
The cell receives its supplies from outside forces and produces products that leave the cell. The organelle that does this is a cell wall and membrane. Just like the shipping department of a factory, it regulates what goes in and out. The nucleus and nucleus is the head boss. It makes sure everything is going to plan and that everything is alright. The cytoplasm is hard to describe, but it can be described as the factory floor or factory air. Both endoplasmic reptiliums are the conveyor belt. They move things from one spot to another to be worked on. The ERs are just a conveyor belt, however the worker that works on that conveyor belt are the ribosomes. Like the workers, ribosomes put together the parts carried by the endoplasmic reptiliums and create products that are ready to be shipped out. The Golgi apparatus acts just like a packing department. It takes the product of the workers and puts many together and readies them for shipping, like how the Golgi complex takes simple molecules from ribosomes and turns them into complex molecules. The chloroplast and mitochondria acts like a power generator. Power generators generate powers in several different ways. In our case, the chloroplast would be a solar power generator, and the mitochondria would be a power plant. The vacuole is storage. Do we really need to describe it? A vacuole holds waste and/or food. Storage room stores things.
Thank you for your time.